my name is Felicity Taylor and today I am going to be doing a booktuber day in the life, or like a bookish vlog. I am not a booktuber, but a lot of booktubers do like bookish vlogs. I thought I would treat myself and give myself the entirety of today to just do bookish stuff. So to start with, I am going to be heading to my favourite local cafe and doing some reading before I go book shopping to my favourite bookstore, which is just down the road. So that is the plan for today. I am very excited. I thought I'd show you what I'm currently reading. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. And I'm also reading The Defining Decade by Meg J. I recently watched her episode with Mel Robbins on the podcast and I was very curious. So reading this and Lessons in Chemistry, and yeah, I'm very, very excited for today. Let's head to the cafe. I just got back from my book shopping trip. I didn't really find anything I really wanted. I did manage to grab one book though. Ellie Hazelwood's Problematic Summer Romance. I've heard lots of really good things about this book. I haven't really read too much of her writing. So yeah, I'm very excited to get into this, especially as we're going into the summer. Lily, hi, how are you? That was definitely a lot of fun. I'm a bit sad I didn't find too many books. I think I might go to another bookstore later tonight. There's one in the city that I absolutely love. It's my favorite bookstore and we're going there for date night tonight. So I might have to bring you guys along for that. I genuinely can't even see what I look like because I'm kind of going blind here, but I've managed to find the only spot in the backyard that has a bit of sun. I bought my bagel out here. And I'm gonna do some reading of Lessons in Chemistry. I'm currently at 26%. Something big in the plot just happened, so I think that's kind of interesting. I just like really struggle to be attached to these characters, so I don't know. It is such a nice day out today. I cannot get over how it's just like straight blue skies. Very content right now. A random spot. Okay, so I am currently on my bedroom floor and I have a little setup here. Hold on. I've got my iced straight latte, of course, and then I've got a little IKEA table here. Got scissors, pen, notebook, and then a little jar. I just wrapped a little ribbon around it because I thought that would look cuter on my shelf, to be honest. And yeah, I'm about to just Google TBR prompts. There are so many. I am gonna choose the Storygraph TBR prompts. I'll link this website below. I love Storygraph. I personally haven't used it in quite a while, but that is just because I've been using Fable a bit more. And yeah, so I'm gonna look through here. I'm kind of gonna pick and choose just based off of what I know is on my TBR. Like for example, number 2 is pick a book with a yellow on the cover. I don't feel like I would have anything that matches that, but yeah. Oh, a book that you think you'll rate a 5-star. This is gonna be so much fun. I am really excited. I usually use Scout on Fable to pick my books because I am awful at deciding. Unless there's one that like I really want to get to, I usually just ask Scout. So I'll just quickly show you what I mean by that, because if you don't know what I mean, I sound absolutely crazy. But on a Fable, on my TBR, so if you don't follow me on Fable, here's my username, but I have like a want to read list, and on here there's some books I don't have, but most of them are just on my TBR. So I have 65 books in here, and then you can just press pick for me, the little bird, and beautiful Scout will pick out a book for you based off of that list. So as I said, it's mainly just my TBR on my shelf. Some of them I don't have. See, I do have that one, Love on the Brain, that is sitting on my shelf unread. So I really like to use that if I can't think of what I want immediately. But I'm excited to have a little jar to pick out of, and I could totally make my boyfriend or my family pick out a book from here too, which I think is super fun. So let's get back to the list and write out some questions. Roughly 17 on here, so I'm going to cut these out and pop them in the jar and then see how full it is. I might do another page, I'm not sure. Kind of was thinking 30 would be a good amount, but I don't know, we'll see how full the jar is. Some of these questions are kind of long. I tried to mainly do like the opposite of some of them. I did put one free pick in there, but like if I put the shortest book, I also put like the longest book on your TBR, and then some of them were like, you know, your a genre that you haven't read before, which I have quite a few that I've been meaning to get to, but they're just a different genre, and that kind of scares me in a lot of ways. I filled up the TBR jar. I think this looks so stinking cute. I know it's like unbearably simple, but it looks really cute. Anyways, I'm gonna put the lid on and attempt to shake it around. Oh my god, I think I'm just like murdering my bow. Anyways, hopefully that's a bit shaken around. And let's go to my bookshelf and pick out my September TBR. I think I'm gonna only pick 3 or 4. So let's go. Welcome to my bookshelf. We have the TBR jar in hand. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put this yet. It will most likely go here, because this shelf isn't really my favorite right now. So yeah. Oh my god, I'm like kind of nervous. So as I said, I'm only going to be picking like 3 to 4 for the month of September, because realistically that's all the books I'll get to. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. This is actually really fun. I think I understand the hype of this. Anyways, our first prompt. My god, it like kind of matches the picture. A second book in a series you've started. Oh my god, I'm excited about this. Hey, why won't you focus? There we go. What series have I started that are on my bookshelf that I haven't read the second one to? That is a really great question. Well, I guess I could read, what one is it? I think it is this one. No, that's the first one in the series. So, because I've read the third one in that series, so I could read the second one. What is the second one called? Oh, here we go. So I could read this one, which is the second one in the series, which is Practice Makes Perfect, because I have read the third one in this series. They are standalone interconnected romances, hence why I've read the third one. I genuinely don't really know what else I could pick. I feel like this is kind of cheating, but I could read Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, because this is the second Magnolia book. I mean, it's technically the third in the series though, but this is the one I'm up to, and I really want to reread the Magnolia Park series, so this is like kind of a good excuse. I don't know, I feel like that one's kind of cheating. But if I have to think about it, I've read all of ACOTAR. I haven't really started my other fantasy series that I do have, and the only other second book I can think of is Starts With Us. Now, I know, laughing into awkwardness, I know Colleen Hoover is quite the controversial author nowadays, especially with the movie that came out with the first book. But, I mean, it technically is a second in a series that I haven't finished, so I already have it. I don't know. I'm not sure how to feel about this one, but I will put it in my options. So, I mean, I feel like these all are very mixed options. I feel like if I'm following the prompt exactly, this one makes the most sense. But I feel like this one gives really spring vibes. Does still technically follow the prompt. And I feel like we're gonna go with this one. So, book 1 of 4 for my TBR. Let's put these ones back. Now for number 2. I'm like trying to pick them from the bottom. Oh my goodness. So this is the one I was talking about as I was writing it, A Pregnancy Trope. So this one I'm going to actually pick up from the shop today, which probably isn't the best idea as I'm trying to get books off of my TBR. But I genuinely don't think I have a pregnancy trope on here. Let me Google. Okay, I literally have barely heard of any of these, let alone have them on my shelf. I'm on Goodreads. Out on a Limb is a pregnancy trope. I didn't know that. I don't have that one, but I did want to read that. The Goal, I don't think that's the one I have. No, I have The Deal. I can see the book that I was thinking about on here though, which is Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. So I am going to pick that one up from the shops tonight. I'm very excited to do some book shopping. Okay, so we will pretend that this one is here. Is that focusing? There we go. We'll just put that prompt on our pile. And time for the third book. I'm nervous. A book with a 5-word title. I also murdered the A on this one because I read a lowercase one and I didn't like it. Anyways, 5-word title. That is quite the length. Once Upon a Broken Heart. Well, technically that is the first one I can see. I mean, we have Magnolia Parks Into the Dark again. Oh no, Long Way Home. Can you tell I really want to read Magnolia Parks? What else do I have? That is like a lot of words, I feel like, for a title. Oh, we do have Emma Wild's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which feels a very spring. I mean, honestly, all of these options, except for maybe Magnolia Parks, feels kind of springy. I think that's all I have for 5 words. That's a lot of words in a title. How many times can I say that? I don't know. So, oh, no, that's 4. A lot of them are 4, surprisingly, but these are the options. Oh my goodness, this is kind of a hard decision. I am really trying hard to pick like a spring vibe, and I just cannot for the life of me say that this gives spring. I mean, it is an absolutely gorgeous cover, but I just don't think it gives spring. I mean, maybe like if it was this one, you could kind of say, I mean, that's just because it's blue and green in the background. But like that kind of gives spring to me, but that is not the one I'm up to. Honestly, I might do Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies because fairies are spring. And I feel like that is simply enough alone to sell me on that one. I feel like I'm making this a lot harder for myself because I'm doing like a theme and also a TBR jar, but anyways. The last one. Oh my goodness. I can see why people do this. This might become a regular in my vlogs, by the way. Okay. Oh my goodness. I love this one. A book you think will be a 5-star. Whoa. Okay. Well, there is literally so many on the shelf because if I think it's going to be a 5-star, I'm going to buy it. Obviously. Oh my goodness. There are so many options. Okay. I am going to pull a few out. So I pull this one off the shelf just in case. I think this might be like a, well, this is obviously probably going to be a 5-star. We also have 2 of Jessa Hastings' new releases. So I have The Time of Our Lives, The Time of Your Life. I also have The Conditions of Will. So honestly, all 3 of these I feel like are going to be a 5-star. So we also have like The Deal, which my friend gave a 5-star and says I might give it a 5-star, but that is a hockey romance. And I just don't know if I'm vibing a hockey romance right now. But we'll put it in the pile. I'll put my pile here. I also have 3 Emily Henry books I'm yet to read. And literally almost all of Emily Henry's books I've given 5 stars. I have Book Lovers, You and Me on Vacation, and Beach Read. So I might put You and Me on Vacation because I'm going on vacation. That could be fun. And there are many, many others. Like I have Frederick Bachman's books that I'm yet to touch and I'm dying to read. I also feel like Ashley Poston could be like a good one because I read The 7 Year Slip and I actually think that's a 6-star read for me. So it's like an option. Oh my God, I have so many options. And then there's like, let's not even take into account fantasy. Like I feel like Powerless and Fourth Wing are also going to be 5-star reads. I feel like I'm going to put The Deal back. I'm really not vibing a hockey romance right now. I'm sorry to my friend. Oh my goodness. I apologize to my friend. I promise I'll read that one day. I feel like what's giving spring? Once again, we'll say for the 100th time. Magnolia Park's A Long Way Home does not give spring. Nothing about a ship gives spring. I feel like the setting might give spring, but the ship, the cover doesn't. I feel like The Conditions of Will could give spring energy. Don't really know why. I also feel like The Conditions of Will make me sob though. And then like, I feel like I have to go with Emily Henry, You and Me on Vacation. Because firstly, it's a crime that I've not read this. And secondly, I'm going on vacation with my boyfriend this September. Okay. I think the decisions have been made. My final September TBR is these 3 plus Ready or Not. I've already forgotten the name of the title. Anyways, so I'm going to be reading Sarah Adams, Practice Makes Perfect, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, You and Me on Vacation, and then once again, the book that I mentioned. I'm really excited. I feel like all of these books really give spring energy.